So today we're doing something a little bit different. Um, I know I've talked for a little while about doing a vintage story playthrough, so I'm gonna kind of show you the process because I haven't done it yet myself. I'm gonna do kind of a more custom game, and see how that plays out. Whenever I've played twice previously now. Both of my last two games, I've started in a more temperate area, and the one playthrough that I've been on now, I finally hit winter, and I don't like winter. So I'm gonna try and see if I can start in a warmer climate because I haven't even seen the warmer climate. It's supposed to be a more tropical type area, but I want to see if I can start off in a warmer climate and kind of go from there. This is a lot more survival based. The one that I'm going to be playing in is not going to be as survival based. You can play in... I'm actually going to see if I can pull up their website real quick and kind of show it to you a little bit. But the mode that I am probably going to play in is exploration mode. I just like a little bit less combat in my life. But I may eventually do a playthrough that has a little bit more of the... Yeah, I think I might have too much going at once. Oops. Let's see. There it is. I think this is their main website. I have it running on my other... Oh. Maybe it's not. .at. Okay. Yeah, it's a uncompromising wilderness survival sandbox game inspired by eldritch horror themes. You're in a ruined world reclaimed by nature and permeated by unnerving temporal disturbances. Relive the advent of human civilization or take your own path. I have really enjoyed this game. They have a online server that the people who created the game actually host, and it kind of, the area that you spawn in goes over the basics to help you kind of get into the game. There are a lot of different biomes and everything, and the world itself is huge. Like, I haven't been able to get into like the story part of it yet, but I really want to. There are ruins that you can find all over the world, and in the deep dark places and caves and stuff like that. And I haven't found any yet, but you can find like scrolls and books and all kinds of stuff that kind of go over the history and how the world got to where it is. Like you learn about what happened to people as you go along. They also have a lot of, let's see, mods that you can use as well. I am not going to log in because I forgot that you have to log in to look at that. And I don't remember all my stuff right now, so that's fine. But they do have a lot of mods that you can download. I'm on just the vanilla plain version. I'm on, I think it's version 1.19 right now. There is a 1.2 that's out, but I think it's still in pre-release. But what they're supposed to be coming out with looks pretty good. I think it's still in pre-release. Let's see. Thought it would let me see what version it is, but I'd have to log in for that, and I may later, but it's not one of those that it automatically updates. You kind of have to manually update, which is actually kind of a feature in a way because you can update at your own leisure. But you can kind of see here, if you, it's, I guess it's 20 euros. But you get access to everything. The only thing that this version doesn't allow you to do is you couldn't host like an online server. You would have to buy the server hosting for that, which I think they have on here. Yeah, server hosting for 10 euros a month. That's not terrible. They do also have the soundtrack that you can download as well. The soundtrack is really good. I like the music for it. They also have a wiki that has a lot of information. The wiki can sometimes be good and bad, but it has, yeah, 1.2 is the unstable release. But this goes over like the combat, the survival, all of it. I had been using this pretty consistently for a little bit whenever I was first getting started, but they have an in-game kind of like a guidebook that you can follow as well, and that has actually been what I've started using more recently. But anyway, let's get out of this and we'll go over to our game. This is the page that you kind of load into. Like I said, you have the multiplayer, and you can join any public server that you want to. This is the official server. And like I said, it's really good if you kind of just want to get the hang of what's going on. This is where you would add like your mods and stuff like that. I don't really have, these come standard with the game, so I don't really have anything. They have a creative mode, which is a little bit different. It's just a flat world, and you kind of edit it and create how you want the world to look. Excuse me. I haven't messed with that very much yet because I've mostly just been trying to get the hang of the game itself. I'm not really sure what this one is. And then there's, of course, just the base survival mode. And then you have like your standard settings and stuff like that. I haven't looked at some of these. But anyway, as you can see, I have the two worlds that I have been messing with on here. The Lunaria is the one that I've been playing on the most, and right now it's wintertime, and it's wintertime in real life, and it's cold, and I'm not interested in winter right now. I'd like to be somewhere warmer. This is my first playthrough that I ever started on, and it was very interesting. I haven't gone back to it yet because I may even end up just deleting it. I'm not sure. I have not really cared for the area that I'm in, and I've not gotten off to a good start on that one. But anyway, let's create a new world. And this is what I was talking about. You have your different game modes that you can... Sunny Kingdom World. That you can kind of start out in. The standard is just the default survival of Vintage Story, which kind of balances all of the aspects. This one has like the temporal storms, and the rifts cause more problems. I think you can go into the rifts. Or you used to. I'm not sure. Don't remember on that part. Animals will attack you more frequently. And it's definitely survival. I have been playing on exploration because that is a gloomy kingdom story. Sunny Kingdom Valley. It's interesting to see the name Sunny Adventure Tales. It's interesting to see the names that it gives you. Sunny Cave Story now. Peaceful Hermit World. Now this one is Sunny Adventure Valley. This one you can kind of see in the little box here. You have your temporal storms are off. Temporal stability is off. Oh, it looks like they changed the polar equator distance to 50,000 blocks. Yeah, your I'll kind of go over it in a minute whenever we actually start it, but there's a lot of customization that you can do as far as your gameplay. But this one is more peaceful. Like, animals are only going to attack you if they take damage and you're close to them. I had a moose fall on my head and it thought that I attacked it. So there is that. But for the most part, they tend to leave you alone. And then I think like some of the lower level monsters will leave you alone as well. I think as I dive deeper into some of the cave systems and run into some of the meaner monsters, that they will not be as apt to not attack me. There's also wilderness survival. It is like the challenge. Very survival based, not real big on exploration or building or anything like that. I have not played this one. It's not my ideal gameplay, but for somebody that likes a little bit of a more hardcore survival, that would definitely be great. There's also Homo sapiens, which takes out all of the lore content. It takes out anything. You are the first and only human on the planet, so it's like a little bit more of a realistic survival type stuff. And then there's the creative mode, which is just the flat world and you build on it. But like I said, we're gonna do the exploration. I'm going to name the world Avalon, just because I don't know, it's a place in a book that I've been reading that's like a really lush area. So this is our exploration. I don't really remember world height, 250. Yeah, sure, that's fine. We're gonna do survival. And like I said, you can change the where you kind of start out in. I'm gonna do a warm climate because I want to see if that gets me to like the more tropical area. I'm gonna change this to 10, even though that it's not gonna do anything, but makes me feel better. We'll leave the seasons enabled. You can turn them off, or you can make it to where it's always one season. But I actually kind of like that we go through the seasons. So each month is going to be 9 days. I think we'll leave it on that. True winters. What does that mean? When enabled, cold temperatures will damage crops, reduce animal spawn during winter, and reduce meat harvested from animals. Oh, that's disabled. I'm pretty sure that my crops did die in the last one because of that. Sand and gravel. I don't really want to play with the cave-ins. I've already kind of dealt with that just a little bit. Underground farming is fine. That's fun. We'll stay passive. Hunger rate is slower. Health regeneration is normal. Walk speed. We'll just do a normal walk speed. Food spoilage, that's fine. Faster. So this pro pick is actually, you have like a a prospecting pick, and it helps you know where to find certain ores. I have messed with it a little bit, but honestly, it's easier for me to just kind of dig for stuff. Okay, that's fine. Coordinate, color accurate world map. That's fine. Geologic activity. It must be for like earthquakes. It's interesting. I'm going to shorten the polar equator distance just to see if it maybe changes anything. I think the rest of this... It changes to uncommon because it took a long time for me to find 10. No. You can fall down the edge of the world. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know what that will change, so we'll just leave it like that. Okay. I think... that is what I want to do. So we'll apply that and let's start. I've seen where in the new one you can ride elk around, which is pretty neat. I'd like to play with that at some point once it releases to the stable edition. once you have the world created, it doesn't take quite as long to load into it. Oops. I think we're getting closer. Kind of excited to see what the more warm climate areas are going to be like. I haven't gotten to see them at all outside of like pictures and seeing what other people have done. Nope. I think we're about to drop in. Okay, so this is your customization, and there are different classes that you can choose. You can be a commoner, which doesn't really have any positive or negative traits. No strengths or weaknesses or anything like that. There's the hunter. I think my first playthrough I did as the hunter, and they have a little bit more focus on like ranged attack. They pick up a little bit more loot, and they have better harvesting speed. They walk faster. Really good at crafting like bows and arrows, but they aren't as good at melee, or they also are claustrophobic and don't like mining. There's the malefactor. These are more of like the survival types. They're more foragers. They're a little bit more frail and nervous. So I think these are kind of like the hermits of the world. Clockmaker is much more interested in like mechanical stuff, so precise damage, plus 25 damage against mechanicals. They're technical, which is -1 temporal gear cost to repair translocators. Fleet-footed, plus 10% walk speed. Tinker, exclusive craftable device to tame locusts. That could be interesting. Frail, they're not as hardy, and also nervous. And then there's also the Blackguard. I've seen a lot of people that play as the Blackguard. They're more of your soldier types. They have better melee damage, better armor durability, walk speed penalty because you're wearing armor. They're hardier. They have a +2 mining speed and health points. Merciless. They get exclusive craftables for the short sword and the shield. They are extremely hungry. They're nearsighted, so not so good with like bow and arrow. And they're heavy-handed, so you get 10% less from cracked vessels, and foraging and wild crop harvesting, which is not for me, because I do that a lot. There's the tailor. They get the exclusive sewing kit and clothes. They have a plus 10% armor durability. They're civil, so they aren't real big for foraging. They're weaker, and kind, which means they don't get as much from animal loot or animal harvesting. Minus health points because they're a little bit weaker, and minus 10 to mining speed. I tend to play as the commoner, just because you don't have to deal with positives or negatives. I think that's what I'm going to stick with this time. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Well, I wanted to actually edit my character a little bit more. I kind of like the idea of being able to have that up there, but I don't remember. Man. I may back out because I wanted to show you the actual customization for the characters. Although that's not too bad. But we'll kind of look around real quick and see. I'm not liking so far the area, so it's really closed in. Let's look at her map real quick. Looks like if we go this way, we'll get into a little bit of a more open area. Bunch of really big trees this way. Oh, these are flowers I haven't seen before. Amaranth. But you have berry bushes that you can harvest, and you can eat berries because you have to keep a good eye on your hunger. That's the green bar here, and of course the red bar is your health. No lily pads. I was wondering if this was going to be a little bit more of like a tropical area, but this looks more like a deciduousy forest area. Or deciduous? Yeah, that's right. Desert. Kind of want to just keep heading south and see what I run into. Because, I mean, if we find something interesting, I might stay with this world and see what happens. Or we may go back and configure our world differently. Like I said, I really want to find the more tropical areas and all the stuff that comes with that. And kind of show you here. These are like ore. This one has quartz in it. Quartz you can use for making glass. But you have to have a copper pickaxe. And actually, I think for those, you have to have a bronze pickaxe, which is a little harder to come by. So far, this is looking a lot like the area that I've already been in before. This looks a lot like the area in my other world. Is this brown sedge? I'm not sure what that is. Oh, here's some ruins. I can kind of show you those real quick. Right off the bat, you have kind of tools. Oh, knife. That's fine. If you dig down, sometimes you can find more in the ruins. Sometimes there's not really anything left. Well, I don't think this ruin has anything more to it than this. Some do and some don't. Yep, I think that's all for this one. But that's a small ruin. There might be more around here somewhere, maybe. Yep, there's some more over here. This one's a little bit bigger. There might actually be something underneath here. Yep. Bony soil. which for the longest time I didn't want the bony soil, but come to find out you actually should probably hang on to it because it can break this out just in case. Sometimes you can pan it in water and find more useful stuff. Like gears. You can use gears to buy from traders. I might just be out of luck on finding a cool ruin off the bat. Maybe not. Kind of looks like it. Yeah, not much of any interest here. Well. There's some up here. This one's buried a little bit more. Might be something underground, maybe? Maybe. Maybe not. You always want to pick these up because it's little copper bits, and they will be very useful later on whenever you need a pickaxe or something like that. Oh, that's water. I think. Looks like water. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else on this one. Let's see. Turnips. Your inventory is really limited at first, so you kind of have to be careful. Right now I'm not 100% sure that I'm gonna keep playing on this one, so that's why I'm not really. I can kind of show you this. There shouldn't be any monsters out right now. There's all kinds of like little caves and stuff, and sometimes they'll have ore and stuff in them. This is not a real big one, so it's not even really that much of a cave. I'll just go back the way we came. Oh, a pear tree. Looks like it's starting to get dark. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna stay here or not, but I'm gonna mark it just in case. Yeah, it's so rainy. More flowers. Puffballs, mushrooms. There's a bunch of quartz in here. Found some sunflowers. Which apparently are a crop. And I think I found a desert. Like a real desert. What are these? Cassava? This is all kind of new to me. I haven't seen the desert before. I kind of wonder if there's anything on the other side of it. I haven't run into any traders yet, which is interesting. Typically I see them by this point. Tool. Oh, cypress. I think we're finally getting into... This is a walnut tree. It's about to be so dark that I can't see. Forget how to make a bed. can show you this though. This is kind of your handbook. And you can come in here and you can search for different things. The hay bed is what we're trying to make right now. I have to make hay bales. And I need a lot more hay. So it takes 8 to make one bale. So I need like 24. Which is great because I can't see them. Well, I think I'm going to start over. Because even though I've found some things of interest, I just haven't liked this world so far. So, we'll just back out of this one and start something new. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete this one. And we'll create a new one. Still gonna call it Avalon. Okay. We're gonna try that and see how it works. And that one wasn't too bad, but it's not exactly where I was thinking it would be. But we'll see how this one turns out. See what will come out into. Looks like we're maybe almost there. There we go. This is an interesting looking area. Okay, so we're gonna actually change. It's an interesting hairstyle. Oh. Oh. I think we'll go with the long and flowing. Looks fine. I'll go with this. Oh, it's foggy. Borax. Yes, please. You can use borax to create lime, I think, if I remember. Which helps you in tanning your leathers and stuff like that. Cranberries. Need me some sticks. Got one stick, but I think maybe... Aw, no napping. Okay. Still can't make a knife. Maybe we will find something we can make knives with soon. I'll swim over here and see what we've got going on. Even underwater, it's really cool. Oops. There we go. Let's see if we can get up on top of this cliff and see. Oh. More cliff. It's just lots of cliffs. There's a cave down here, though. We'll keep going that direction in a minute. Kind of curious about what's up here. Not too much interest in here. Here. Cave. Definitely need lights before we go in any of these places. But I need stones. Don't know what these conglomerate stones are, but they are not very strong. Flint? Yes. Is there any more? No. Flint? Yes. More flint? No. Conglomerate. Flint? No. Lots of bunnies. Well, I might have enough to make a knife real quick. I do. And this is how you craft. So we have a knife now, so now I can kill things if I have to, and I can actually collect some of this grass and stuff so that I can make a bed, and we can collect reeds so that I can make baskets. I think we're getting dark. There's lots of quartz over here. I might actually mark that on them. There we go. It's always good to mark things on your map, just because you never know when you'll need to come back to something. If you collect the roots for reeds, you can replant them elsewhere, which is quite handy. Okay. Let's see if we can keep trucking along here. It'd be nice if we could find a really good flat area. I wonder what kind of trees these are. I don't think I've seen those before. They have... Oh, are these redwood trees? This looks like a big cave. Oh, found the redwoods. Cool. Oh. I'm gonna go look at that in a second because that looks interesting. But I want to check out this ruin over here first. Oh, mushrooms. I'm pretty sure those are poisonous. Let's see. I wonder if this one has anything interesting underground. Oh. Ooh. Okay, well. Oh, I need more. There's some more. See if we have enough to make a basket now. Yes, good. Basket. Might have enough to make 2 baskets. No. Farming. Cabbage. Don't want the muddy gravel. it's getting dark on us. Let's see. Still surprised I haven't run into a trader somewhere. It's like we're wandering north now. And I want to keep heading south, so we're gonna keep back to this direction. Well, not the most ideal place to sleep, but we'll sleep. I think it's interesting that the stars are out, but it's pouring down rain. Let's see, what time is it? 1:17. Have anything to make torches with, and with it being rainy, it's not going to do any good anyway. guess we'll just have to wait for daylight to come, hopefully soon. It's time. I don't know what time the sun rises. The sky is pretty in this game, though. If it wasn't raining, it would look prettier. You can kind of see a little bit. I can at least see that tree right there. It's a big tree. Hopefully the sun rises early-ish. Oh, it's coming. Our sky's getting a little bit brighter on that side. Or at least I thought it was. I could be wrong. I can hear a rift somewhere. I think that's the moon. I'm gonna keep heading this direction. This is kind of a islandy, maybe not islandy, but it's very, I don't know. I wonder what this is. This almost looks like a ruin of some sort over here. I might head in that direction in a minute then. Kind of curious. It's kind of light enough that I can walk around now. Ruins. Oh, that's a big ruin over there. Wait, that looks like a whole house almost. Definitely gonna go check that out after we dig around over here. Oh, there's a lot of ruins over here. It's a nice big flat area too. This could be a good area to set up a base, maybe. It's nice and flat. kinds of stuff here. Clay. And I think this might be a good base area. There's all kinds of stuff here. Good starting ground. Let's look at this house thing over here. Stairs. This might be a good base area. Yes, we can look around a little bit. Some redwoods over there. Gonna up our storage a little bit so we can collect some of this stuff over here and maybe get a leg up. Because there were tools and foraging stuff, supplies, and food. And I think I even saw some like farming urns and stuff, so chickens. I'll have to make some traps for those. I would like to have chickens. Okay. Oh, oops. That's right, I need more for that. Okay, let's go look at some of these that we found real quick and see what we have. This one was tools. Did I spy a copper tool? No, but a rusty gear. 2 rusty gears, that's good. Because these are your currencies, so if we ever find a trader, I can use those to buy stuff from the trader. What kind of clay is this? Fire clay? Good. Seeds. Good. What kind of seeds do we get? Cabbage and carrots. Also good. Good. Sticks. Good. And grass. Good. Good, good. Feathers, and we got more carrots and cabbage, so lots of cabbage. Food. for exploring later. Now we still have a decent amount of daylight. We're good. Let's see. Across the lake here is going to be going farther south. Still can't believe we haven't run into a trader. Of course, I guess I haven't gone super far, so maybe that's not too terribly surprising. You actually can get a decent amount of detail if you zoom in. The only thing that kind of sucks about all this is we have not come upon any copper bits, which is unfortunate. gonna be a good area for cave diving, it looks like. Clay. Fire clay, no, this is blue clay. And copper. There. At least we have light now. It's semi-protected. Let's see, what time is it? It's like 8 o'clock in game then. I think this will be a decent shelter once I can kind of build it out a little bit more. There's room for me to even make it a 2-story if I need to. So, I think this will work. But I think since we have found a safe place, I'm going to call it for today, and we will maybe revisit sometime soon. But like I said, I plan to do more of a playthrough on this. We'll still be building on the Luanti village, so I'll probably be kind of alternating back and forth between the two for a little while. But I think that's going to be it for tonight, and we will see you next time. Maybe. There we go.